My name is Rayshawn, known as Ray Niz on Facebook, also known as Mr. Ceiling Fan Man 1999 on YouTube. Now, what's going on is that I'm just coming on this video to talk about some ceiling fan related stuff. Now, this is not actually a demonstration video of the ceiling fan I'm showing right now. This is something that I'm about to go on and talk about. I'm about to do part 4 on my opinion about the ceiling fan letter jokes. Now, the reason why is that because I'm about to go on and mention something about the flywheel part and all that stuff. So, again, the ceiling fan letter jokes shouldn't be a thing. And yes, I was doing the ceiling fan letter jokes too, I'll admit that. And I have been doing the ceiling fan letter jokes lately and all that stuff, as you guys been noticing the evidence and all that stuff. And then the next thing is, so already did cover up a part about the ceiling fan letter jokes being stupid and played out and boring and on uncalled for and all that stuff. And I already mentioned something about that. I still find the letter jokes funny, but really in reality they just stupid right there. Now, if you the reason why the ceiling fan letter jokes are stupid because and dangerous is because if you would have tried that with a flywheel ceiling fan like a Casablanca or a Fasco or a patent ceiling fan that uses a rubber flywheel or a Gulf Coast ceiling fan that uses a rubber flywheel or a Sierra brand ceiling fan or a Homestead ceiling fan or a few of the Hunter ceiling fan like the Hunter Designer's Choice or a Hunter Comfort Breeze ceiling fan from the early 80s that uses a rubber flywheel or a Thomas Edison brand ceiling fan, any ceiling fan that you can think of that uses a rubber flywheel, and Emerson too. Emerson, that's another brand I forgot. If you would have tried that, going W&M, like if you would have had the ceiling fan running with a missing blade, and if you have that ceiling fan going W&M, 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 T&L, 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 3D, 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 AV, 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 YNA, YNA, all them letter jokes you can think of on what, dang it, what me and some ceiling fan collectors been doing lately. If you would have tried that with a flywheel ceiling fan, that'd mess up the flywheel. Cause as you can see on some of the Casablanca ceiling fans, that the flywheel actually bounces and stuff. And if you would have had the ceiling fan wobbling, it's not going to do anything but make the blades put more weight on the flywheel. And then if the flywheel's made out of rubber and all that stuff, that's not really going to do anything but make the blades put more weight on the flywheel and make the weight feel more awkward on the flywheel to the point that it's going to actually make the flywheel snap. And you don't even know how the flywheel going to snap. Like like it could either snap in the middle to the point that the whole round part of the flywheel will actually fall on the switch housing, or the flywheel can actually snap in half. And if the ceiling fan is spinning and the flywheel snaps in half and stuff, then it can make the blades fly across the room, and it can either hit you, or it can hit somebody, or it can hit the walls and stuff, and it could cause a lot of things like injuries or death. You never know. So, even though I still find the letter jokes funny, it's really dangerous. And I really do not encourage you guys. I really do not encourage you guys to do some ceiling fan letter jokes because it shouldn't be a thing. And then so the next thing is so so it's like it was getting to the point that a lot of people in the fan community decided to give up on the ceiling fan letter jokes because of how very stupid it is. Now I'm about to go on and tell you what else is real stupid about the running ceiling fan with a missing blade joke and all that stuff. Now what was really stupid about it is that since I started to notice that people was getting annoyed by the ceiling fan letter jokes, so I decided to do another missing blade ceiling fan joke, which is called the simple jokes. Now, the simple jokes, like greater than or less than, it's like if you take math class and they use the symbols to tell what number is greater than what number, like like if the open side of the arrow is facing towards the left and the pointed side of the arrow is pointing towards the right, then it's supposed to be like a greater than symbol. And if the arrow is pointing, if the pointed side of the arrow is pointing towards your left and the open side of your arrow is pointing towards your right and all that stuff, then that's supposed to be a less than symbol. If you ever took math class and stuff. Now, if you have a 5-blade ceiling fan and you remove 3 blades off of one side of the 5-blade ceiling fan, and you leave the 2 remaining blades on there, and if the 2 remaining blades is pointing towards the left side of your view, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a greater than symbol. And if 2 of the remaining blades is pointing towards the right side of your view, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a less than symbol. And then, so what I did is that I ran the ceiling fan with 2 out of 5 of the blades attached to the motor and stuff, and I turned on the ceiling fan, and I started saying the ceiling fan is going greater and less, greater and less, greater and less, greater and less, and that's what got annoying to a lot of people in the fan community. And then the next thing is, then also did another simple joke. It's like when you have a 4-blade ceiling fan, and if you have all 4 of the blades on the ceiling fan and stuff, and if the ceiling fan is in a straight position, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a plus sign. And if the ceiling fan is in a diagonal position, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a multiplication sign or X. And then so the next thing is, then when you have the ceiling fan running on the restaurant speed and all going like in a restaurant speed motion, and then so the next thing is, then I say that ceiling fan going X and plus, X and plus, X and plus, or times and plus, times and plus, times and plus. And then the next thing is now if you have a 4-blade ceiling fan and you have 2 blades going across each other, or if you have an actual 2-blade ceiling fan, like for example, Emerson Cornerstone or a Casablanca Victorian with 2 blades going across each other, or if you have an antique ceiling fan like a Dayton ceiling fan or a Robinson Meyer ceiling fan or a Hunter 1886 Turk ceiling fan with 2 blades, or if you have a 2-blade version of the Hunter 1886 series and stuff, and if the ceiling fan blades is going like in a horizontal position, then it'll look like the shape of a minus symbol. And if the ceiling fan is going like in a diagonal motion and stuff, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a division sign. And if you run the ceiling fan with 2 blades, then I'm gonna say, oh, it's going minus and divide, minus and divide, minus and divide. Or I'm gonna say it's going slash and minus, slash and minus, slash and minus. And that's what people found really stupid about it. And then the next thing is, then I had people justifying for me saying some stuff like, well, it's a balanced ceiling fan. Now, like when I constantly keep saying slash and minus, slash and minus, slash and minus, or minus and divide, minus and divide, minus and divide, that stuff would get so annoying, and then it gets so annoying to the point that it don't have to take a ceiling fan enthusiast or a ceiling fan expert to say, man, shut up. You ain't even doing nothing but saying, but it's a divide, but it's a divide, but it's a divide, and slash and minus, slash and minus, slash and minus. Dang, that stuff is irritating as ever. You just constantly saying that stuff. That's what it would have made the average person say. Or they would have been like, okay, man, dang, you ain't gotta keep saying it every 5 seconds. That's how they would have been. So other than that, and then so the next thing is that then it's another symbol joke that I did. Oh, I think I just about covered it all up and all that stuff. Now, moving on to the clock jokes. It's like if you have a 4-blade ceiling fan and you leave 2 blades on the ceiling fan uneven to the point that you got it like in a 90-degree angle. And if you got the ceiling fan, if you got 2 blades on the 4-blade ceiling fan in the 90-degree angle form and stuff, and and if one of the blades is pointed towards you and the other blade is pointing towards your right side of your view, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a 3 o'clock symbol if you look at an analog clock. And if you spin the blades in another position, and if you have one blade pointing towards the left side of your view, and the front blade pointing towards the direction you facing, then it's supposed to look like the shape of an 830 symbol. And when I turn that ceiling fan on, then the next thing is, then I'm going to say, oh, that ceiling fan going 3 o'clock at 8:30, 3 o'clock at 8:30, 3 o'clock at 8:30, 3 o'clock at 8:30. Or I'm going to say, oh, that ceiling fan going 3 and 8:30, 3 and 8:30, 3 and 8:30, 3 and 8:30, 3 and 8:30. And if you have a two-blade ceiling fan like Emerson Cornerstone ceiling fan, for example, and if you have two of the blades going in a straight position, like in a vertical position, like one blade is pointing towards you and the other blade is pointing towards the direction you're facing in, and if you got that ceiling fan in a vertical position, then it'll look like the shape of a 6 o'clock symbol. And if you have the ceiling fan in the horizontal position, then it's supposed to look like the shape of a 915 symbol. And then, so the next thing is, then I turn on the ceiling fan, and I'm going to say, oh, it's going 6 o'clock at 9:15, 6 o'clock at 9:15, 6 o'clock at 9:15. Like, that is just, like, people find that stupid, like, because, like, the clock jokes right there that I started up, the clock jokes is so stupid that they don't even have to take a ceiling fan expert or a ceiling fan enthusiast to say some stuff like, who the F make clocks? Who the F makes time symbols out of a ceiling fan? Like, who the F uses a ceiling fan to actually make time? Like, who does that? And then it's the bad word that begins with an S that you already know what it is. Or they would have been like, that got to be a person who has no life to actually do some stuff like this. Like, what the? And then it's the F word. I ain't going to be using no profanity in the video. Let me watch my mouth for real. But yeah, let me not use profanity right there. So, other than that, and then so again, the 3 o'clock and the 8:30 symbol that I did with the missing blades, again, that's not gonna do anything but make the ceiling fan wobble real bad, and it's not gonna really do anything but give you some bad results, which is the bad results that I already listed in my other video about the letter jokes. And it's not gonna do anything but give you the same bad results as we discussed it about telling our opinion about the ceiling fan letter jokes, like the ceiling fan falling out the ceiling fan yanking the junction box out the ceiling and all that stuff. So I ain't gonna go through all the details about it and all that stuff. So I really do not encourage you guys to do no clock jokes, no symbol jokes, no ceiling fan letter jokes. I really do not encourage you guys to do anything like that because, again, that is stupid right there. That's nothing but a waste of time. And it's nothing but a waste of energy right there because, again, a ceiling fan is not a toy where you can make time or letters or symbols and stuff. A ceiling fan is some item that runs off electricity, and the purpose of a ceiling fan is to help you stay cool in the summertime. And the purpose of the ceiling fan is to actually make the person feel cool in the summertime. And for you to reverse the ceiling fan to make the ceiling fan go the opposite direction so you can actually circulate the heat that's trapped up in the ceiling in the wintertime, or the hot air that's trapped up in the ceiling in the wintertime. That's the purpose of a ceiling fan. So really the purpose of a ceiling fan is for you to enjoy the cool breeze in the summertime, not to make letters and stuff. Because again, that'll usually be a person that really doesn't have a life and all that stuff. And me and some ceiling fan collectors, like, we got way better things to do besides doing clock jokes or doing letter jokes. But but when the ceiling fan collector, I'm not gonna tell who it is again, because I don't want you guys targeted at the person. Now, when the person started the letter jokes like WNM, 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 or AMV, 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 or TNL, 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 and then the letter jokes I started, which is called 3 and E, 3 and E, 3 and E, YNA, 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 or JNC, JNC, JNC. Now, what I was about to say is, We got way better things to do besides doing the letter jokes right there. And now I really remember what I was about to say. Like when me and some Silla fan collectors did the letter jokes, at first it was funny at first, but as the months started going up, then that's when people started feeling neutral about it. Like they didn't even find it as much funny as they did the first few times. But then as the months started going up some more, then that's when everybody started feeling neutral about it. Like they didn't even know how to feel. Like it wasn't really annoying, but it wasn't funny either and all that stuff. But then as the months started going up some more, then that's when people started getting more annoyed about it to the point that everybody in the fan community was just going, "Oh my God, I wish the fan letter jokes would stop, man." And they also started saying some stuff like, "Oh my God, that stuff's so annoying. It ain't doing anything but giving me headaches, and it's giving me migraines, and this, that, the third, and so on." Like, that's what they have people in the fan community saying. So, other than that, I'm about to go on and get off this video. Now, if it's something else that I gotta cover up or forgot to cover up, I'm gonna try to do another part video. I'm gonna try to do another video on this one right here. So, other than that, I think I just about covered everything. So, this is Mr. Silla Fan Man 1999 signing out this video, and I am out.